Play ball, baby. Today, the MLB's first pitches of the year will be thrown, and I'm excited. We're breaking down America's pastime from all angles. It's time for Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Hey there, welcome to Unsportsmanlike Conduct, the show where two teams of sports gurus give it everything they've got in an attempt to taste the sweet nectar of sports knowledge. Who picks the champ, you ask? That's me, your host, Ben Barker. Today we've got the Green Liners going head-to-head with the Purple Panthers. We've got some fresh faces and some seasoned vets, so let's go meet our panel. We're going to come over here to the Green Liners first. Jeff Lopes and Jeff Kolb, two Jeffs on the panel. Guys, how are you going to work together, feed off the same name, and bring your team the victory?
Oh, we've been teammates for several years now, so we got some great chemistry. I don't know if the other teams will be able to match that, but
Jeff, first time on the show. Any jitters?
Not today. You know, me and Jeff Kolb have been teammates for the past 3 years. We're usually on the same page. We've got that like almost the same name. Will take us hopefully.
We're ready to rumble.
All right, they're already getting along. Let's bring it on the other side, guys. Purple Panthers. Ryan, Courtney, you guys are first-time teammates this year. That's right. How's it gonna go down?
I think it's going to go pretty well. We haven't been teammates for very long, but I think we work pretty well together and seem to be mostly on the same page.
I don't know. I remember last week when we basically destroyed the Green Liners.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure that's going to happen again today, Ben.
All right, well, let's get into our first topic. Last season, the MLB saw 13 teams win 85 games or more. Even with all that success, there were some teams that just could not rise to the occasion. The Pirates, Orioles, Royals, and Mariners were all basement dwellers and would be hard-pressed to do worse in 2011. Guys, which team will improve the most in terms of wins this season? We're going to start off with the defending champions. Courtney, you're up.
All right. Well, Ryan and I fought long and hard over this, but the team that we're going to go with is the Milwaukee Brewers.
Wow.
They were 77 and 85 last year, but we think that it's quite possible that they could get 13 more wins at least this season. They added Zach Greinke, who is a former Cy Young Award winner. They also added Sean Markham, who almost pitched a perfect game last year, not to mention that they already have Yovani Gallardo in their starting rotation right now. He was 14-7 with a 3.84 ERA. Sean Markham was 13-8 with a 3.64 ERA. They have 5 players with 20-plus home runs and 3 players with 100-plus RBIs. They also have a new manager that's really going to, I think, help.
All right, so Courtney likes the balance of offense and pitching. Guys, don't forget, Greinke's got a broken rib. He's out for a while. Is that going to affect your decision here?
I think it will, Ben. Well, first of all, if you take a look here at Milwaukee, everything's empty.
Might as well rip that in half.
Yeah, might as well just get this out of here. We're going to go ahead and take the Los Angeles Dodgers to go in and improve. They were back-to-back NL West Division champions. And last year they had a bit of an off year. They got rid of Manny Ramirez. It was a huge headache for them, in case you guys didn't know that. Also, they won't have the McCourt divorce case hanging over them. They'll have some team direction. Last year, McCourt's wife was the CEO.
Won't be like Major League 2.
Right. They got rid of him. Got rid of her, actually. And, you know, Matt Kemp's going to be a big X factor for them. Obviously, gets to anything in center field. Last year, 249 average, down from his career average of 287. And that was a bit of a blip on the radar. That won't happen again. They've also added Tony Gwynn Jr. to left field, and he's going to be a huge improvement over Manny Ramirez. So,
Tony Gwynn Jr., are you serious?
All right, Ryan doesn't like Tony Gwynn.
Oh,
What's
my
the matter,
gosh.
Ryan?
Have you watched Tony Gwynn Jr. play? Yeah, he's the speedy outfielder, but the guy can't hit. Matt Kemp, one of the most overrated players in Major League Baseball. He was supposed to be a 5-tool player. He's come out, his defense is garbage. He can't play center field for anything. Let's go back to the Milwaukee Brewers here, Ben. Look at it's all about pitching and offense. You have to have a combination of both. The Brewers realize that they have the offense to do it, but they don't have the pitching. So what do? They went and got 2 of the best pitchers in the American League. They went and got Zach Greinke, and they went and got Sean Markham.
2 guys who are injury prone. If you haven't noticed, Zach Greinke's going to be on the DL for a couple more weeks
true.
with a broken
Greinke's
rib.
down.
And Sean Markham's back hasn't been great since the first half of last year.
And you know what? This combo of Braun and Fielder, you know, as great as they both are individually, it hasn't worked out to them having any success in that division. You look at the Dodgers, a guy like Andre Ethier has been clutch in the NL for several years now, so look to them to have a big comeback.
And if you want to talk pitching, let's go ahead and take like Clayton Kershaw, John Jonathan Broxton,
Chad Billingsley. These guys are going to have a huge year.
In the back end of the bullpen.
Pretty sure Jonathan Broxton lost his closer job last year after he struggled for a long time. Not to mention the fact Braun and Fielder haven't done anything. I'm pretty sure they went to the playoffs 2 years ago. Let's also talk about Casey McGee, the third baseman. He hit over 300 2 years ago, hit 285 last year, but he has the potential to pop 25 big flies. Also comes in with 100 RBIs.
And I don't think
I'm pretty
it's
sure
such a
Corey Hart was an all-star last year.
Yes,
for the
he also was an
I'm sure
all-star.
that Corey Hart Hart's only been a one-time All-Star. It's a real flash in the pan.
All right.
I don't think it's a huge deal that Zach Greinke.
All right, guys, we're going to have to
weeks.
wrap up this topic. Good arguments by both teams. Two teams last year that didn't necessarily perform as well as they could, but I think I'm going to have to give the point over here to the Purple Panthers. I think Zach Greinke is going to be down for a little while, but guess what? It's the second half of the season that matters. This guy was a Cy Young Award winner over in the American League with one of the worst teams in the Royals, so point's going to go to the Purple Panthers. Okay, each year the MLB has those 2 or 3 rookies that take the league by storm. They make their mark on the sport. The best of the young studs is awarded the Rookie of the Year honors. He's expected to repeat that success for the rest of his career. We've seen some busts in Eric Hinske and Angel Baroa, but we've also seen some future Hall of Famers in Justin Verlander and Evan Longoria. Guys, who's the best rookie in 2011? We're going to start with Jeff Lopes here. Jeff, who's going to be the Rookie of the Year?
Well, I'm going to start in the National League. I'm going to take Freddie Freeman of the Atlanta Braves. Kid, 21 years old, huge power hitter. He played in 124 games last year in AAA for Atlanta and had a .319 average with 26 home runs. He's a guy that's going to be a big middle of the lineup guy. Going to get protection in that lineup from Jason Hayward, Chipper Jones. Also going to take a look. You're going to have Martin Prado and you're going to have Dan Uggla as well as Brian McCann in that lineup. So they're going to have to throw this guy pitches in order to keep him off the bases for the guy sitting in front of him and behind him.
All right, Jeff, you agree with your
Yeah,
partner?
not
Freddie
nearly
Freeman?
as much pressure as a guy like Jason Hayward had coming in last year. Freeman's got a ton of protection with Prado, a guy who was one of the leaders for hits in the National League last year. And Jeff and I saw this guy play in spring training. He's a beast. He's a huge kid. He's going to have a ton of pops, so definitely look for him to be the National League Rookie of the Year.
All right, Ryan, I know you were pretty high on Freddie Freeman. You like the way he played, but who's it going to be for you?
Yeah, well, I'm listening to my good friend Willie Mays over here, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Freddie Freeman, but Brandon Belt of the San Francisco Giants.
Ooh.
He's on the opening day roster. He's going to be the starting first baseman for the Giants because he proved himself in spring training. Well, let's talk about his AAA stats. In the minors, he hit .352 with 23 big flies, 112 RBIs, and
In
how
100
interesting that you say,
136
interesting
games.
you say that, though, because that was not only in AAA. That was single A, double A, and AAA. That's only 1 year in the minor league system. He hasn't really proven himself yet.
I think
Freddie
he has
Freeman's
been.
been in the minor leagues for 2 or 3 years, and he's played at all 3
And you know
levels,
what?
and those numbers are just from AAA
right,
last
I have
year.
a question, Ben. How much,
Sure,
how much do spring training stats matter, Jeff? Not very much.
Okay, so the Jeffs don't
Just
think
a-
that his
just a-
spring
I think
training
it's a pretty
success
big
matters.
deal.
Get a
Just-
combination
just-
of
just-
hold
hold
on,
on.
guys, hold on. The Jeffs don't think that the spring training success matters, and also a combination of maybe some lower levels of the minor leagues last year. How are you going to defend that?
I don't know, Ben. I'm pretty sure that in order to make a big league ball club, especially if you're a young prospect, you have to perform in spring training.
Okay.
And that's
So
Which Brandon Belt did,
But what
and
I want to
now
know
he's
is,
the starting
the
first
spring
baseman for the
training
defending
matters.
World Series
The
champions.
spring training matters so much. Then the Kansas City Royals have the best record coming out of spring training in all of the major leagues. Are they going to be a World Series favorite this year?
It doesn't matter
And you know
about
what?
how the team
You
performs.
can't
it's how
argue either.
players
The
perform.
Giants don't have nearly as much protection in that lineup.
That's
for
true.
Pretty sure they have the defending NL
Or
Rookie
Belt.
of the Year, Buster Posey, not to mention Aubrey
Right.
Huff, who
Well,
came
you don't
off
have a
a
Hall of
career year
Famer in
last
Chipper
year.
Jones. You don't have Jason Hayward.
Chipper
who was
Jones
Rookie of
is
the Year
what?
last year.
Has he gotten his Social Security
Okay, guys,
yet?
here's my next question
Please.
for you. Now, we've seen some guys burn out before. Why is Freddie Freeman going to make his mark and make it last? What does he have that's going to make him a potential Hall of Fame
Because
player?
just like I said, Ben, he doesn't have to be the one guy in that lineup.
Okay.
He doesn't have to be like Buster Posey was for the Giants last year. That's how it's going to be for Belt. He's going to have a lot of protection with the guy like Uggla and Chipper and Hayward having all that power around him.
Okay.
He doesn't even have to play every day.
So the
Why
Jeffs
would it
think
be-
that the surrounding help in the lineup is going to make Freddie Freeman the National League Rookie of the Year, and I have to say, I agree. Freddie Freeman's one of the best rookies coming up. He's got a lot of potential at first base, and he's got that lineup to protect him. All right, we've heard all about the MLB rookies, and the dust settles. We've got a tie right now, one topic apiece, 2-2 is the score. UC has plenty more to come when we return. We're breaking out the props and getting creative with the pick-a-props. Stick around.